What up, YouTube? Play-Doh Bear here again, and the long-awaited, me being a lazy piece of shit, here is the Trickster build that I run. Now, I'm not going to be taking credit for this Trickster build. It is inspired by NickTew's Trickster build, link in the video description down below for that one. My buddy Zig, who speedruns Trickster, and has been speedrunning Trickster with this build for many months now. And everybody in the community who gravitates towards this build for Firepower Trickster, if they're focusing on Time Rift. Really hard to take credit for builds in this game as there's not that much build diversity, but I wanted to give credit where credit is due here. Just because I was inspired by NickTew, my buddy Zig, and also all the members in my chat recommending me to try X, Y, and Z mod for Time Rift and all that sort. That being said, Trickster is my main. Been playing this character since the game started. It was a struggle using the bleed belt. It was a struggle using Venator's knife, farming for all these Time Rift mods, but we finally got to it. I want to say like a month into playing the game, so like 150 plus hours on Trickster, and we were finally able to achieve the goal of getting this build set up. I haven't really played Trickster primarily too often, just because doing double carries techno is king, but I always like to whip out the Trickster once in a while for those double carries as well. I want to preface this also by saying I personally believe that this is the best Trickster build for solo, duos, and double carries, in my honest opinion, and I'll get into the reasons why as we go through the build video. One jump cut later, let's get started. The primary weapon that we are going to be using is our Death Shield. It is the best shotgun in the game for Trickster, or just overall the best shotgun in the game, because it comes with Fortress and you can tack on Dark Sacrifice to it. The reason we go with Death Shield is because of the Fortress mod and the fact that it's a narrow variant, which means it has decent long range damage, which is great for birds, and with its clip size and fire rate works really great with our instant reload mod for Hunt the Prey to never lose ammo. That being said, the secondary and pistol, we don't care about those. We never switch to our secondary or a pistol. Death Shield is the only weapon we're going to be using when we play Trickster. That being said, let's go to all the other armor items, and every single piece of armor that we're going to be focusing on for Trickster is going to be bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, and close range damage. Now, the two mods that I have running on my headgear is Geiger's Wave and Sharp Eye. Sharp Eye, pretty self-explanatory, great firepower mod. Geiger's Wave needs a little bit more of an explanation. However, it'll all come together once I go over the other mods as well. Before Geiger's Wave, I was actually running Personal Space here, as Personal Space gives you 15% more damage in close range. I found that honestly Geiger's Wave's vulnerable was a lot more consistent, and for one reason only, and that's elite damage. Now, what I mean by elite damage is basically being able to kill the elites before they kill you. Because on Trickster, you never know what's going to happen when you hunt the prey in, whether you're going to get instantly one-shotted or just get beamed down from a rifleman from fucking Narnia. So to be able to kill the elites a little bit faster is always a plus in my book. Let's go ahead and move on to our armor piece, which is going to also consist of bonus firepower, close range damage, and cooldown reduction. And we have Captain Hunter, very self-explanatory why we have this mod, and we have Double Time. Now, before I was running Double Time, I was also testing defensive mods, and I do not think Double Time is needed for single and duo, unless you're going for speed runs in solo, because if you're going for speed runs, Double Time is king. Because, you know, going zoom zoom and having enemies suspended for 2 seconds longer, coupled with all the synergies of our other Time Rift mods, very nice. However, I honestly think Double Time is the go-to mod if you're doing double hard carries on Trickster and playing in groups of 3. And here is why. You may think, well, enemies are suspended in the air 2 times longer. That's kind of bullshit, and it looks like, you know, it's kind of like a dead mod. Who cares that extra 2 seconds, right? Well, let me tell you, that extra 2 seconds literally lets you cycle your hunt the prey, your instant reload, and all that stuff to be able to knock down an elite pretty much instantly. So here's what I mean by that. So you're in a group of 3, all right? You Time Rift a captain, you hunt the prey, and then you start shooting that captain. I guarantee you, in that time, the captain, after unloading 14 to 15, let's just say you unload all of your clip of your Death Shield with the twisted rounds up onto that captain. He's still going to have a little less than half of the HP, right? However, since your Hunt the Prey is literally on a 4.8 second cooldown with this build, you get the opportunity to hunt the prey behind that elite again, refill your entire ammo, and finish that captain off. That is possible because of double time, because they are suspended in that air for 2 more seconds, and that 2 more seconds is literally enough time to kill the captain while he's floating and he cannot do anything. All right, that's super important. So if you're thinking of going a defensive mod, just think of double time as a defensive mod in a nutshell. Just because that extra 2 seconds for you to cycle your combo again is very, very key. And we'll get to a little mechanic with Hunt the Prey once we get to our instant reload mod explanation in just a bit here. Moving on to our pants, we again have bonus firepower, close range, and cooldown. The mods here don't really need that much explanation. Shotgun, weapon damage with buckshot shells is key. You get 10% free damage just, by using your shotgun. And ammo bargain, because you guys may be thinking, well, Plato, we have that instant reload mod where you get an entire magazine filled every time you hunt the prey. Well, that is true. You still need some sort of ammo regen to deal with all the fucking ads in this game. Okay? Hunt the Prey reload mod with instant reload is definitely not enough ammo regen. So that's why we run ammo bargain. While the skill is active, killing shots replenish 20% of your ammo in your magazine. Moving on to our gloves here. Now, this is where the combo with the Time Rift mods really come and play together. You have long range and you have pain transfer. Long range triples the skill's range, which is amazing. You can Time Rift from fucking Narnia, hunt the prey behind an elite, hit the elite, and with pain transfer, while you're damaging the elite, every single ad caught in the Time Rift, because they're vulnerable as well, will die. And this is in solo, duos, and trios. Pain transfer and long range are the 2 required mods that you do need before going the Time Rift build for Trickster. That is my recommendation. Double time and Geiger's Wave not needed, because you can replace double time with a defensive mod, and you can replace Geiger's Wave with personal space until you get those 2 mods. However, pain transfer and long range, if you do not have these 2 mods, I do not recommend running Time Rift, and I just recommend running the Venator's Knife build instead. Now, let's go to the last piece of our gear, which is our boots. And this is where the magic is with the instant reload mod, the ever so elusive Ugake cowl that provides this mod here. Self-explanatory why we use this mod, and of course we go with Bloodlust as our final mod here because, again, firepower, pew pew, super OP. Now, remember earlier I said there's a small tech you can do with instant reload, and this is what makes Trickster, in my opinion, extremely amazing at keeping ammo, because you can never lose your ammo with twisted rounds. So, if you guys are ever playing in a game, and I'll do an example in a video here in just a moment of what I mean. I'll showcase this example. Is when you are shooting enemies, right, and you accidentally lose track of your ammo, but you see that reload animation popping up. Spam Hunt the Prey if there's no enemy near you. However, if there is an enemy near you, if you hunt the prey and melee, your entire magazine fills back up. You bypass or you animation cancel the reload animation, and you get full ammo back into your clip. So that is why instant reload is amazing, because teleporting instantly replenishes magazine in your current weapon. Fucking amazing mod, and is what makes Trickster one of the funnest classes to play, in my opinion, once you grab this. Now, let's move on to our skills. We are running, of course, Hunt the Prey. We are running Twisted Rounds, and we are running Time Rift. Now, a lot of thing that I don't think people realize about Time Rift is using Time Rift in itself is one of the best defensive abilities, probably in the Trickster's skill tree here. And when you're saying, well, Plato, how the fuck is Time Rift a defensive ability? Well, it suspends enemies in the air, which means they can't do shit to you. So, for example, let's say a captain is about to melee you, a behemoth is about to do their charge, you Time Rift them, it interrupts them, right? It interrupts any fucking CC or damage they're about to do to you. As the skill says, it is deception and interrupt. And if you didn't know, it also inflicts weakness, okay? And if you don't know what weakness is, it is the opposite of vulnerable, where it makes the enemies affected with Time Rift deal less damage to you. So technically, it is a defensive ability / defensive mod, if you want to look at it that way. While this build doesn't have any defensive mods, it has great synergy with Time Rift to provide you with great defense and great offense all in one skill on an 8.2 second cooldown, might I add. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our class tree. Normally, I don't go really too deep into class trees, and I'm really not going to go too deep into this class tree right now either, because there's really not that much explanation. However, I will tell you why I'm using certain class trees over other class trees, right? For example, we're not using Bulletstorm because we don't need to reload on this build. We are not using Deadly Shadow because crit damage with this build doesn't fucking matter. You get all of your damage with Backstab, okay? If you guys are new Trickster players and you're wondering why you do shit damage when you're trying to shoot enemies in the face, you want to hunt the prey behind them and utilize 40% free weapon damage with Unforeseen End here. It's fucking OP. Absolutely OP. Let's see. We're not going armor piercing because we don't need it, because Twisted Rounds provides that for you. However, we did go armor piercing here because it's better than going reload, because we're not going to reload on this build. Everything else is pretty much standard. I go all 3 cooldown nodes here because I want my Hunt the Prey at 4.8 second cooldown. Having Hunt the Prey at a 4.8 second cooldown, remember how I alluded to before, having Time Rift as a defensive mod? Hunt the Prey is also a defensive mod, because if you do not know, anytime you hunt the prey behind an enemy, you also get shield back from using the ability. Select an enemy and teleport behind them, receive X amount of shield bonus. Sorry, my webcam is covering it up. It's 3596 shield bonus. And remember, being a Trickster yourself, do not discount this. And again, my camera is covering this up, so I'll read it. You have a healing mechanic, okay? As a Trickster, each enemy killed in close range grants you a portion of your shield and heals you as well. So utilize Hunt the Prey if you're in a sticky situation to get some shielding back, and Hunt the Prey behind an ad to get bonus shielding and a little bit of your HP back as well. Great survivability with Hunt the Prey and Time Rift with this build, and of course Twisted Rounds because pew 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 pew, it's fucking OP. So let's go ahead and now move forward to that mechanic I was talking about, as far as it comes to using Hunt the Prey and never losing ammo. I'm not going to do a gameplay video with this build because I don't think a gameplay video is honestly needed. Trickster go pew pew, solo very OP with this build, duo doable with this build, trio you're going to be struggling, but it is a fun time. Once you master Trickster, guys, even though you do Pepega for damage in trios, with this build, you'll still be able to double carry, and you'll still be able to go to maps like Frontline, Paxian, Boomtown, Chemplant, even with 2 people in your party that has no gear, as long as you are able to do the boss fights correctly. Going to Frontline and Paxian is one of my favorite things to do on my Trickster when doing double hard carries, because it makes the boss fights in those maps so much more fun, because it is challenging as a Trickster player, because you don't do massive amounts of damage, but with the right and correct gameplay, it is so fun to play, except when Hunt the Prey can't target an enemy, except when Hunt the Prey takes you to fucking Narnia, except when Time Rift sometimes doesn't actually work and it doesn't suspend enemies or apply vulnerable. The list goes on. There are a lot of Trickster bugs and annoyances with this class, but honestly, guys, in my opinion, it is the most fun class for me personally to play. It is why I bought this game, because I wanted to feel fucking amazing and powerful, teleporting behind absolutely everything for my gameplay style. But yeah, let's get to that little tech video that I'm going to show you real quick with the Hunt the Prey reload. Before we get to displaying what I meant by being able to hunt the prey and then melee to refresh your rounds, let me kind of explain the few ways you can actually do it. So the few ways you can do it is with Hunt the Prey melee, or Hunt the Prey Time Rift, or Hunt the Prey Vandal's Knife. Just any ability that animation cancels you while you're in Hunt the Prey for the reload. And that'll be explained a lot more clearly here. So when you have no target near you, right, and you're in that reload animation cancel like I'm going to show you right here. So when there's no target in front of you, you can actually just keep spamming your Hunt the Prey so you never complete your reload. You see this? And when there is an enemy in range, all you want to do is hunt the prey in melee immediately. And as you can see, I have 0 ammo, and now I have 15 ammo again, and I don't lose my twisted rounds. For example, let's do that again. Let's lose all my rounds, hunt the prey behind something, melee, and I have my rounds back. I never lose them. Now, like I said, you can also do this with Time Rift. Hunt the prey, Time Rift, you get your rounds back. Anything with an animation canceling will do it for you. Let's do this one more time. Hunt the prey, and then melee. Now, the timing doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but I recommend meleeing while your hunt the prey is finishing on the target, just like that, and it'll work consistently every single time. In my opinion, I've always found that meleeing is the most consistent in getting the rounds back, so just like this again. I rarely use hunt the prey Time Rift or hunt the prey Venator's Knife when I'm using a build like that, so let's do this again here. Let's show it again one more time with Time Rift. But yeah, I feel like if you're going to be using this little tech here, always better to do melee, just because melee is on like that, 1.5 second cooldown kind of thing, or even less than that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're ever in a situation, again, where you're in that reload animation, no enemies, find an enemy, teleport behind them, melee, get your rounds back, and all is good, right? All is fucking good. That's pretty much it as far as the tech goes. And if you're always wondering why, well, I'm seeing a streamer always melee on their Trickster when they're hunt the preying behind someone. That's usually why they are doing it, is to get those bullets back with twisted rounds. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know the whole spiel. If you liked my content, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down and tell me in the comments below I'm such a fucking degenerate. If you want to sub. However, if I ask anything from you guys, just tune into my streams. I stream every single day, starting around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we always like to have a good time in Outriders. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, and see you on the next one.